Peter from Sensel, Sunnyvale.
Yes.
Nice meeting you, Peter. Pleasure to have you at the NAMM. Is this the first time you're at NAMM?
No.
Well, what about the product?
Well, Sensel has been here for, I guess, the past 3 years because we've
Okay.
only been available for a couple years. The Sensel Morph is a pressure sensor.
Yeah.
At its core, it is a high-definition, high-resolution pressure sensor. There's 20,000 individual sensors, and it can detect very high dynamic range. So
So we're talking about a MIDI controller.
ultimately, that's what we have.
Awesome.
So-
that works for what systems?
It works for anything. It's a class-compliant MIDI controller.
Okay. That's called my MIDI controller.
Yes.
So in terms of like operating systems, like Apple, Mac OS, the mobile devices, the iPhones, iPads. What about
Linux.
PC systems, Linux as well?
Yeah, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10.
Okay, you name it. So it's all compatible for all of us you out there. Now let's have a closer look at that.
Okay, cool. All right, so the Sensel Morph is a pressure sensor, and on this pressure sensor we can put different overlays. So we have overlays for piano, for playing drums, for your imagination. This is the Buchla Thunder overlay, which is a musical interface designed by Don Buchla in 1989. And we also have the music production overlay, which is, sort of your classic MPC style kit. So these are all, musical interfaces for specific types of tasks. So instead of putting that in one big controller, we make it modular. So when we put say the piano overlay on here, it becomes a piano. The firmware understands that and just sends out as a piano controller to your DAW. So we can play piano. It's velocity sensitive, and so it feels really good. You can tickle it. You don't need to really mash on it. Then of course we can put drums on. For when you just need to finger drum, or you can use drumsticks on this. Then the Buchla Thunder overlay is more geared towards what we like to call expressive play. So when you use any of the affordances, you have after pressure, and you also have a vertical type of gesture that you can use to, let's say, influence timbre. And then we also have these nice controls here that can then adjust parameters in your DAW. For the music production kit, you can do sort of like traditional sampling and drum playing, but the way we have this set up is actually sort of like a touch beat machine. So it's kind of like a different way to interact with this stuff. You just hold down a kit, or hold down a pad, I should say, and play the different elements of the kit for a synchronized beat machine. And then we also have sort of beats on the sliders. So you have like full control over a set broken out into sort of a traditional MPC style. So that's kind of one way to use this, is in your DAW. But then there's also sort of like more creative things you can use. So in this example, we have a robot laid out on it. And this is actually a simple MIDI controller with XYZ pads. So each one controls not only a sound, but it controls the animation of a digital puppet. So it's actually sort of like more of like there's no practical purpose for this. It's more of a digital toy and an example of like what you can do with not just X and Y, but Z. Adding pressure gives you a really interesting dynamic for interaction.
Well, thanks so much, Peter. Appreciate that.
All
You
right.
can also find more information on the website. We will have that on the screen right now. And yeah, happy NAMM.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
stopping
Thank
by.
you.